Good morning, Allegra here. So yesterday I posted this video. Posted a video. You can go back and watch it. And I talked about this idea that our mind and the way we think is much like the profile of the ocean. And there's the kind of quiet and centered and calm, deep waters where there's flow and things are moving, but it feels very centered and at peace, so to speak. And then there's also the surface of the ocean where it's wavy and rough and stormy and agitated and frothy, and that it's very easy to get caught up in that top level, heady chit chat thinking and stories and believe that that's all there is, that we've got to stay up there to get things done and to figure things out. And I suggested that when you let yourself settle down, when you recognize that you're just in thought and that it's just story and kind of, you know, bonkers thinking, and you let yourself settle down to that quieter, more settled space, you're better able to spot, and it's easier to spot that fresh, insightful, wise, creative thinking from the thermal vents, this kind of endless, infinite supply of well-being and fresh thinking. So someone saw that and they asked the question, so that's great, but how do I get from the top crazy, not crazy, but busy chit-chat, overwhelming thinking to that quiet centered space? And the way that I describe it is, imagine you were in an ocean and you were kind of at the top and you were just splashing around and you noticed, right? The first thing would be to notice that you were in this very agitated place. And you know that it's quieter down at the bottom. You know that deep down below you is this quiet centered space. There are two ways that you could try and get there. The first would be to try to swim your way there, to try and like tamp down the ocean and calm it down and just thrash and force your way to this place. But as we all know, that doesn't work. That just adds to the agitation. This sense like, well, if I work harder, then I can settle down. Where the real way, the way that you get down to that quiet place is quite simple, and that is to just relax. To notice that you are in the agitated, frothy waters of your thinking, and to let go, and to sink. And it happens naturally. That the answer is not to try and force your way to any place, but just to notice where you're at and relax. And as you do that, as you watch that agitated, frothy, stressful thinking kind of start to flow and float away, you naturally come down to that quiet, centered place. So there's nothing to fix, there's nothing to force, there's nothing to change, which suggests an effort. It's simply about noticing and becoming aware of where you're at and that your thinking is taking you away from that calm place, and to relax into it. So I'm curious what that brings up for you, if and what you hear in what I'm saying. Feel free to leave your comments below or find me on Instagram. And yeah, I hope you have a good weekend.